oh, my father makes me believe that I'm not enough. Okay, but he had to tell you a lot of things, a lot of times, a lot of things that make you infer that you are not enough. It is a job of persistency in a bad way. So you have to do the same to make you believe otherwise.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another wonderful episode of Witchy Wellness Radio, the show you learn how your body and emotions are not in the way, they are leading the way. And today we're talking about the mental and physical benefits of rituals and spiritual, all the benefits of rituals. We are here talking with Tâmara Castelo. She is a specialist in Chinese traditional medicine and the CEO of Tâmara Castelo Clinic, TMC Health, TMC Holistic, and TMC Jewellery. All of the things. She is the entrepreneur here. At her clinic, she treats sleep disorders, thyroid disorders, intestine diseases, anxiety, migraines, and hormonal problems, and takes a holistic approach to healing, which we love. She is the author of Healing Without Medicine, with Eating Without Guilt, and Full Balance, all winners of the Gourmand Awards. Her new book, which is what we're going to be talking about today, The Power of Rituals, walks readers through how to determine their biotype and, based on that, create a personal plan with easy, repetitive tasks designed to rebalance sleep, manage stress, reduce anxiety, and toxic thoughts. And she lives with her family in Lisbon. And it's so
Yeah.
wonderful to talk with you all the way across the world. Welcome to the show today.
Thank you so much. Good PR. I love that. A lot of things. I was just like, oh my God.
I know. It's so weird hearing your own bio right in
Yeah, it's
front of you.
terrible.
It's like, oh, whoa,
What do
I
I do
do
now?
all that.
I touch my hair. Yeah, it's
Well,
crazy. I do a lot, but
you
yeah,
do a lot, but I'm sure
yeah.
that,
But I have a lot of energies.
yeah, we can tell, we can feel it already. We can totally feel it already. And I'm sure that you might have started with a lot of energy, but to get to where you are today, to be able to do all these things, to be able to go off after all these passions to help yourself and other people, I'm sure there was some type of a healing journey or heroine's journey that
Always.
led you and continue. We know it's never ending. That
No, but
led you.
today I have a good crew and I have good people to rely on to be crazy. No, it's important. Yeah, I cannot do it without my crew. It's impossible.
Yeah.
There are 35 of them, and they are each so very important to my process of always bringing new things and be a bit crazy. Especially when I'm on vacation, they're always frightened because I arrive from vacation with a lot of ideas, and they say, "Oh, let's go. What's happened in the vacation?" So I have the pleasure of having a beautiful crew with me, and mostly women. 90% of my
Beautiful.
crew are women. Yeah. And of course, I think we who choose the path of healing I need to heal a lot, and I needed to heal a lot. Still need, of course. But yeah, I think my background is a bit rough. My parents weren't perfect, as nobody's parents. My mom was always was a air hostess, so she was always on the move. Yeah, my father an actor, so it was super crazy, and for me it was really stressful when I was a kid. So I developed asthma and bowel issues, which I carry on till this day. It's like my pet. So and then thyroid problems with Hashimoto's disease when I was 19. I'm almost 39, so been a long time treating my body with autoimmune disease since I was like 12 or something like this. So of course, a lot of somatizing the emotions, but it was perfect for me because it allowed me to pursue my inner self and to be more aware of emotional path. That I had to do to heal some of my diseases, which are represented in the form of a physical body disease. And for me, it was a bit struggling. I had a big accident when I was 14. I burned 70% of my body. Yeah. Yeah, it was terrible, actually. I did 5 years of recovery. It was a bit hard and don't have a bone here, which is super sexy to tell. Like, I don't have a bone. I'm super, super stupid at that point because it was my fault. But it was hard. I think my childhood was really tough. And then in for me, of course, I think it's depends on the list on the people. For me, it was really hard, and I think I developed a sense of self really early on my life. And then my mother was really grounded, and she really helped me in some ways to develop. I was in the association too, because I was really anxious. I deal a lot with anxiety when I had an accident, of course. And I did anything. I did ikebana, which is a Japanese art of building with plants. It's like a kind of active meditation now. I was doing it since I was 15, and it was amazing for me. And I early on I started to meditate in an active way because I was suffering for a lot of anxiety with the skin and the bowel and the nose and everything. Is nothing worked, you know. And it was terrible. My whole family was like, when we were on vacation, when are you going to puke, or where are you going? You're going to be sick at some moment. So tell me when. So we just organizing, just laughing at me because I was always with something. And then when I stopped to choose something, I knew I wanted medicine since I was a kid. But then I was going to a doctor in Portugal, in Lisbon, in a place in Lisbon. Portugal was really, in 1994, 1996, it was really underground. And you have one doctor in the whole country that was a bit different. And my mom took me to him. The name was John. And he changed a lot of things in my diet and explained to me a lot of the reactions on my body, and really it was life changing. And I was feeling super well and much more in connection with my emotions. It was difficult until I was like 22 when I had a grip on it. And I did a lot of psychoanalysis, and it was really cool, my path to the holistic approach. And then I studied 5 years plus one of traditional Chinese medicine. And then I post-graduated in homeopathy, and I did a lot of things. And then last year, July, I finished my master on integrative oncology. I did a lot of things. I love to study. And I write books too. And I have two kids, one 13-year-old and 8-year-old, and two dogs. So yeah.
Wow. Beautiful. Yeah. And I think for me, it's so wonderful for everybody here, the guest journey, because so many of us can relate to, especially if you're listening to this podcast, being sensitive, having some autoimmune, digestive, or emotional thing going on growing up. It's like I find so many of us I don't want to say sensitive, but
It is
aware
sensitive.
people. Yeah. And we just think, for me, it was like I thought it was a curse, I'm
Yeah.
not strong. Well, what am I doing here? But now I realize, like, it's such a blessing because all of those things led me down this path too, led me inward. And looking at your journey, so many of us can relate, and it gets to a point where you have to do something. And once you start to gain that momentum of doing things that you feel better, then you get to discover more of who you are and continually do that. Like you just said, a year ago, you just finished
Yeah, but
another degree.
you're laughing, but it's hard.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like I continue to find out myself more. like this face. It's not cool. Well, now it's easier, but it's hard.
It's
It's
hard.
hard.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
To
especially when,
acknowledge who you are, it's really tough road. But
yeah.
yeah,
And
it's good.
I think to start that, wanting to start to change or to heal or to do things differently, sometimes we can come up against ourselves not wanting to change things and trying to guilt ourselves
Yeah, of
into it.
course.
Yeah.
You're trained by your parents. You're just giving the software that you can use, and they give it the best that they can. But most of the time, so normally, um, it's not your proper software. So you went in conflict with it, and because it is what I believe. This is what I want. It's like mixed feelings of the loyalty towards your father and mother, and the loyalty to yourself, and it's a choice. So it's difficult. Even in the Bible, you have that. So I'm not Catholic, but I'm just saying I study a lot, and it's an idea of bringing you closer to your essence, and not listening to what they say or society. It's not, they say society, but I think society is your parents, your mother and father. Actually, it's not society, like something in the blur. It's like your mother and father. They taught you things, and then you just,
Yeah.
or your siblings and everybody around you when you were growing up. And it's terrible because we learn things, and then we think that love is that way, and you think that pain is that way, and you think that this is the belief system that I want to be a part of, to be a part of my family, which is nothing of that is true, because they love you anyway. But you can be who you are, and that's the most beautiful thing. And then you break patterns in your family, and that's beautiful. So that's why we are here to make the best of our lineage and our ancestry. So it's just, to break is a good thing. To be a good son is to say fuck off, you know. And then you come with some things that you learn, you like it, and then you have new ones, and then you can start over and had addition to your family legacy, which is the most important thing for me.
Yeah, and it's not just about you, whether you have a family now, later, or not even have a family. It's really about healing
Yeah,
generationally, but
yeah.
humanity. And that's so much about
Mm-hmm.
my calling too. Is like, we're here. What an exciting time to be able to do
Yeah,
this, to
for
understand
sure.
this, to have this beautiful opportunity. And when we sometimes want to change, it's like, for me, for a long time, when I started getting into this, it was like, oh, I should be waking up earlier. I need, like, guilting myself. But once I started to change my mindset around, like, really implementing rituals, to be honest, like making it more sacred, this is just like, who do I want to be? What does that person do? And how does this become this ritual? So I wanted to kind of shift this into, because you just wrote the book about rituals, and
Yeah.
we have to jump into this. So your take on the importance of rituals, and that changing our life, whether we're healing or growing, breaking those generational patterns. Love to hear your take on it.
I think rituals for me, and in my practice, my clinical practice, I don't see a lot of healthy information normally. And for me, I found out that the connection between you and you is the most sacred place of all, because it gives you insurance, it gives you safety, it gives you center, and it gives you good ideas, and it gives you a good immune system. So um, of course, you have to do the clinical part and the medical part, which I do. It's normal. We have a lot of doctors, and it's important. But if you're not connected, especially if you have an autoimmune disease or a cancer or what, Hashimoto's, PCOS, whatever, um, it's almost impossible to put you in the safe zone of the disease if your mind is not connected to your body, because ultimately your brain is completely taking care of you in your sleep, in all of your non-conscious activities. So you have to, either you want it or not, you have to deal with that part of you. You have a part of you which controls you that you don't know it, which is important to know and to take care of in a good way, so you have a good feedback. And if you are always pushing and pushing and pushing with coffees, with lack of sleep, with a lot of hours of work, and with no pleasure at all, it will break. Then it will not take care of you, because it's just exhausted and it's not refilled and refueled. And that's the good thing that I can explain to my patients with rituals. You have to nurture yourself, so yourself can nurture you back. So it's a kind of a change, which is really important for everybody. If you're not sick, whatever, if you're just here in the present moment, you have to know yourself. You have to know your body. You have to know what you're feeling and why. and where did it come from? And it's important to be aware and acknowledge, your traumas, physically and mentally, which is important, both things, because your physical body gets traumatized as well with emotions. And why am I feeling a headache? And why am I feeling pain in my bowel? Why? Not going in whatever. It's not a virus. So what's happening with my body? So this is a good thing. And people tend to believe that having pain on your period, it's normal. That's the most abnormal thing in the world. That's not normal. And they think it's normal not to poop every day. Come on, man, you eat, you poop. It's abnormal. Oh, but all my life I never pooped every day. You have a serious issue, man. If it's all your life since I was a baby, yeah, cool, good for you, but it's not normal anyway. Even if you're 50 or 60, So I think people don't understand their body, and they don't understand the connection with themselves because they don't know what they want with their lives. They're just living without a purpose. And a purpose is not something majorly big, or can be a purpose of feeling, of awareness, but you have to know what makes you vibrate. Otherwise, it's really difficult to self-regulate emotion. If you don't know what makes you high in a good way, how will you deal with all the emotions? You don't have control. And this is crazy, because you should know what you want, even if it's hard. In hard times, if you know who you are and what you want, it's not a house and 10 cars, not like that. But if you know what you want, yeah, some people think that rituals is like 20,000 candles. It's not like that. It's just a connection. And your brain likes the repetition. Your brain likes to repeat. It's like, when I always say to my patients, your belief system. You believe, what did your father maybe believe? I say to them, oh, my father makes me believe that I'm not enough. Okay, but he had to tell you a lot of things, a lot of times, a lot of things that make you infer that you're not enough. It is a job of persistency in a bad way. So you have to do the same to make you believe otherwise. It's repetition and consistency. And it takes you about 5 minutes. It's just, you don't have to mount a thing crazy, just a connection time. Sometimes I tell to my patients, do that when you're brushing your teeth or showering. Every time you shower, you make a list of all the perfect things that you have in your life, or you make a list of all the things you need in your life. And how are you going to do that? Use the time you already have. Don't add when you're showering, when you're brushing teeth, when you're doing the dishes, doing dinner. Just focus, because rituals are, in a sense, an active meditation to connection with your inner self. So you can do something else and just be focused and repeat. But to be able to repeat, you have to know what you want, your deepest desires, even if they're stupid. Some people said to me, oh, this is stupid. I said, it's not stupid. It makes you vibrate. Go. It has to be something like Harry Potter, it has to be something that really resonates with you. When they said to them, I don't know, I think it's the one that is supposed to be bad, but it's good. It tells them, okay, you have to invoke a memory that's really a good memory to make a protection. And it tries the beautiful memory it has, and it doesn't work. And it goes for a different one, which is not good, but it works. And it's what I say to them. It's not supposed to be beautiful and butterflies. If it works for you and it makes you vibrate, you go with that one. No matter what people say, you go with that one, because that one will resonate with all the cells in your body. And this will make you feel safe. It releases oxytocin. It lowers cortisol, lowers adrenaline, makes you breathe better, makes you see 180, 360. It's not, you're not a chameleon, but 180. And takes you off the tunnel vision and makes you more aware of your surroundings and your people whom are with you, and which is important. And at the same time, it gives you self-awareness, which is so very important. I talk too much. I'm sorry.
No, that's why you're here. You've done such a beauty. You made my job easier.
Sorry. I'm just pop, 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 pop.
No, I mean, it was so I love hearing people when they're in their flow about it. And, from what I heard and what I've experienced in my life, it's your body knows how to heal itself. We just have to get the mind and the body in the right conditions. And most of the time, what we're talking about with rituals is allowing your body to calm down
Yeah.
and have that thing that you want that gets your vibration high to literally retrain the cells in your body and your nervous
Hmm.
system to relax and to be able to program literally
Yeah.
your computer that is yourself.
Yeah. You have
Yeah.
neuroplasticity.
Yes.
It's a thing. It's not an idea. It works. And it's not only for stroke and for something like that. So you can neuroprogram your neurons, but you have to be consistent. And these days, consistency is so difficult. Two words that are needed in this century: consistent and patience. That's difficult.
Hmm.
People want to have something right now. 2 days I've been doing the rituals. I'm not feeling any difference. And I just said, are you kidding me? I've been doing ritual for 25 years. Yeah. Cool down, man. 48 hours will not give you results. It is not a stock. Like, come on. But it's I think it's the problem with everything fast, 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 which is terrible. It's a lot of noise.
Yeah, it's about the slowing down and being present. And I think sometimes, the rushing is because we're avoiding
Of
really
course.
what's there, right? The feelings, emotionally, physically, the thoughts of just really wanting to ignore it and push it down or,
It's
brush it under the
difficult
rug.
to
Yes.
it's difficult because we are taught that there are good emotions and there are bad emotions, which is just stupid. Even the basic emotions, you have one good and four bad, supposedly bad. And it's not supposed to be like that. They are not bad emotions. There's no such thing. And we are supposed to experience all of them. And if we taught to our children that all the emotions are okay and they're not a plus or a minus, they are all okay, they are all in the same level. And it's okay for a child to feel hate. Hate is just the sign of you're in my space, man. Come on, come off my space. You're in my space. Ugh, I'm angry. Come off. And you have to acknowledge that it's okay. It's just if he's feeling anger, and then he's not feeling anger anymore. Like happiness, you're feeling happiness, and you don't feel it anymore. It's the same. It's just going through. It's just a passage. It's not he's feeling angry. Something is going to happen. No, nothing's going to happen. It's going to happen if you keep telling him, "You're feeling angry. Oh my God, what have I created? As a son that feels it." This is just stupid, man. You're supposed to feel everything. And then you resonate what is the normal feeling of yourself, which is your base and your love to center. But you're supposed to feel all the chaos and then return to the center. And it's okay to feel sad, angry, envy, or just for a few seconds. And then your sense of self comes and says, are you kidding me? Are you really angry? Are you really envy of this? Don't be stupid, Va. Come on. Calm down, calm down. And then it's just like this. It's just a conscience act. The feelings can come, but if you resonate with them is one thing. If you don't resonate with them is the other thing. It's your choice. But don't suppress the feelings. They are supposed to come up. Otherwise, how do you know yourself? I don't know any other way. It's important to be trustworthy of yourself, because sometimes when you don't know yourself, you are afraid of feeling that because you're afraid of being that feeling, which is not supposed to. It's just a feeling. It's not something. Just it comes and goes, and you're not that. You're you. And I don't believe in bad people. I don't believe in that. But
Yeah.
it's okay, it's just acknowledgement. And don't be scared of yourself. Trust you. You're good in the heart. Normally we are.
Yeah. I find that so much. And my journey, what I help people with, is we have to build that trust in ourselves and in God, universe, whatever you want to call it. Because without that foundation, no change is gonna be
Yeah,
sustainable, I find.
because you have fear.
Yeah.
Fear is terrible. That's a bad
Mm,
feeling. That's one of the worst because it's your conscious mind telling you, "Ooh, beware, beware, beware." Because the poor brain has one job: it's to keep you safe and keep you working. And every time he sees a threat, even if it's not a threat to you, it will react on it. But you have to tell him, educate him to don't see things as a threat. When I'm with my groups, I have a group that we are together 5 times a year with a lot of people, 500, 700 sometimes. And normally when I'm diving into some more depth levels of conscience, the physical body starts to manifest it with a lot of sleep, with dormant, with in the sheets, with headaches, with it will give you all over the place symptoms, just get up, get out of there, get out of there. This is going to be something really bad for you. And it's just your brain protecting you. And you have to understand and fight the difference. It's really patronizing our brain. It will patronize you a lot. Like ooh, don't talk about the wounds of your father. Oh my God, get out of there. Yeah, it's in the drawer. Don't open it. And it's really cool because I always say to patients, normally we'll feel this, but it's just your body reacting, and the people feel the body goes off because it's like it's pain, and we understand pain as something bad, and it's completely the opposite. Normally pain is your body or your emotional state saying to you, this hurts, do something. It's not to avoid it, it's just to acknowledge it. It's completely different, the movement. But yeah, it's a culture, it's not easy.
yeah, and I think of just acknowledging the pain when you're a kid, when you're having these big emotions, when you just want to be seen and
Yeah,
accept, and like how you explained, it's like allowing your children and yourself. I like to picture my inner child a lot with this emotional stuff. How would I have when I had these big emotions growing up? How would I love to have been received?
yeah.
What would
Normally
I have
I
known?
say to my daughter what to do.
Yeah.
She said to me, I'm so angry, I could kill Flor. Flor is my other sister, she's the sister. I want to kill her. And I said, okay, so just hit your feet in the ground with the most
Yes.
energetic movement that you want. And then if she's not okay, punch the pillow. And I just use your anger to release it. Don't swallow it. So just burst it. And my mother was terrified. Oh, she has issues, a lot of anger. I said, yeah, okay. So she's so crazy. She says anger all the time. What are you going to do? And I said, nothing. She's just expressing. Thank God I allow her to express. And when she feels sad, I said, okay, where do you feel the sadness? Tell me, show me. Okay, just put some warmth in there. What's happening? Nothing is helping. I said, okay, just let. So it's not, don't cry, don't feel anger, don't feel nothing. You're just a puppet. You're not feeling anything. You're just smiling and behaving. Wow, good kids. They will end up, yeah, beautiful adults with big depressions and lack of motivation and lack of purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, and like what you just said, the motivation and purpose, anger is not only is it
A
okay, but
motivator.
it's a motivator. Exactly. Like how you explained,
Yeah,
hate was like boundaries. Anger is like, I want to change. Something needs to be different.
yeah,
Like
don't
the
like
motive.
this.
Yes.
Yeah, rah.
Ah.
Sometimes I'd say to Noah, my little one, she's like, okay, so mimic a monkey, and she goes like, and I said, yeah, yeah, just do it. It's
Yeah.
emotional, and it will go away. Just people don't have the patience to endure even the emotion, which is so nasty for me. Because I don't know, how do you want to feel happy if you just don't acknowledge all of the other sensations?
Yeah. It's like
difficult.
even happiness, if you try to hold on to it tight enough,
No,
it's going to turn, it's going to
it's
go bad.
normal.
Right.
It's
Right. You
just
need to let
roof,
go.
roof.
Yes.
It's just experience.
Uh,
Don't be uh, self self strict and rigid
yes.
with things. It's just flow.
Flow,
And
flow, flow.
sometimes it will be beautiful and sometimes it will be less beautiful. But why am I learning this? What is my lesson here? What am I going to do with this? How can I push something else, somebody else to be more in the center with my knowledge at this moment, with the pain I'm feeling? And we are a lot in the world, so you can shift it with other people, and you can help people, and you can do a lot of things. And just don't be strict and rigid and swallow things. That will make you sick severely.
Yep. Oh, yes, it will.
I know
I know
my
too.
Hashimoto's. Yeah, yeah. A lot of
Yeah.
swallowing when I was a kid.
Yeah. But, like talking about the flow, just allowing those emotions, allowing life, going back to rituals for a second, you kind of touched on, how to reprogram who you want to be, know what you want, and repeat that to yourself during simple daily tasks. But what are some other examples of like the most effective simple rituals that we can do?
I have so many, but well, I love rituals with fire. I'm a bit dramatic myself. I'm a bit dramatic with rituals. I know I cannot control it. I like it's beautiful. It connects me to my ancestries, and I love that. And normally when I'm feeling really, really upset and stressed, or my patients, or my groups that I lead, normally do a little bit of a list, 3, 4, 5 things with our deepest fears, like terrible. My bones are just fucking crazy, like I don't want to even imagine this. And normally in the full moon, we always gather online and we just do a meditation by me, and then we do all of the lists, and then we burn it. And then this will help. I cannot explain to you why, but it helps. It's like you just push. It's not writing like this. It's just writing with a paper and a pen. And this is really, really strong to write. It's really strong to write because your brain acknowledges the things in a different perspective when you write it and you read it out loud for yourself. It's not inward. It's that you have to read it out loud. So you just connect the eyes, the mouth, the hand, and the brain and the emotion, and it gives you a bit of a power of the catharsis and to letting go in a most effective way, because you just acknowledge the emotion. When you write it, you acknowledge it. You're not pushing it. You're seeing it, and when you see it, you let it go. By the power of the fire, I love it. I love fire. So
So
yeah,
powerful. I love
yeah.
fire. I love doing that too. And I've done it with a full moon circle with a bunch of women where we do that.
Oh, good.
And
That's
the
beautiful.
ritual with people, especially women gathering together, for me, it's like it's powerful by yourself, but when you have all this collective energy and
It's
support,
beautiful.
it's so healing. Oh my
I
goodness.
love it.
Yeah.
I love women. I love groups.
Yes. Yeah. Me too. Yeah, and I think so many of the things we do day to day can become a ritual, like you said, like brushing your teeth, telling ourselves who we want to be, showering.
Showering,
Yeah.
just cleaning. I'm cleaning myself. I'm just allowing new things to come. I'm cleaning myself. I'm allowing new things. I'm really good. My body is safe. I'm feeling good. My body is safe. My body is safe is really important. You just cheat your brain. My body is safe. My body is safe. It will believe. It will believe it if you say it long enough. It
It
will,
will.
because the brain is wired to do that. That's why we got traumatized. So you can do it for yourself in a good way.
Yeah, our brains are very powerful, yet very simple. Just repetition, like you said. It's just I've started doing affirmations again. I hadn't for a while.
It's
And before I
beautiful.
go to bed, I have I don't want to say tape, but I play on my phone
Yeah.
as I fall asleep because our subconscious mind starts to
Hmm.
open up more right before
You
we
can do
fall
that when you wake
asleep
up.
and wake up too. Yes. And you might hear yourself say, "Oh, that's stupid." Or your
Yeah.
body, you might react to it because you don't believe it yet, but that's okay because that means your
Yeah, yeah,
brain's
yeah, yeah.
actually listening.
You just keep on doing it until
Yes.
it's completely clear to
Yes.
you. You do it until you believe it.
Exactly.
It's like you're forcing a dog how to pee in the paper, just force it. No,
Yes.
no, 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 force it.
Yes.
It because other way around, you cannot crack your own mind, which is the worst prison that I can imagine. So I think it's important to understand that every trauma can reverse, and you can find yourself at ease and at peace. It's not forgiveness that I'm talking about. It's just peace. Yeah, different things.
Well, another kind of ritual I wanted to talk about was the importance of physical touch and embracing and why that's so important. I've always, since I was a baby, I've just intuitively have always been I've always been very loving and touching. I've just been drawn to that. I know some people aren't that way, but I'd love to
No.
hear like, the science and the
You have a
stuff
lot of
behind it.
science behind it.
Yes.
So it's your skin is the biggest organ you have, and you have a lot of nerves. So you feel almost anything with your touch. And it's important to understand that one of the ways that our body felt safe, because we are supposed to be in the tribe, is by touching or by being in the gathering, or touch the arms, or touch in the fire, or touch whatever around something. Um, and these days, we all live in our house. 80% of the people don't know their neighbors, and they are just, yeah, alone. And physical touch releases an hormone that's called oxytocin, which is the hormones that mothers give to baby, feel when the baby is close, to produce milk and to induce labor too. And it's a hormone that will counteract the cortisol and will make you feel safe, and lowers your heart rate and put you on a state of unstress. And when you find somebody, and I always say that to help people with a state of anxiety, with panic attacks, the one thing you can do to help them is, first of all, to be quiet, which is really important, because the mind is not processing things when you're in a panic attack. You just cannot see well, not even hear well. But one thing you can do is touch them for 20 minutes, mouth closed, don't talk, just touch, just support by touching. Can be in the shoulders, can be in the hands, can be in the chest. You just touch it, not in the clothes. You have to touch skin to skin. And in about 20 minutes, it will go away, because the oxytocin starts to build up in the system and your reactivity lowers. And it's beautiful because it works, and you don't need to do something. You just need to be there as a human. Be there as a human. Yeah. Ooh. Go, go, go. I will not even tell you. You have to be there as a human, and just support the human around you, and be quiet. It's really important. Don't say be calm, be cool, breathe, shut the fuck up. Just touch and allow the chemistry of the body to regulate. It will take about 20 minutes, and then it will immediately go away, and it will go. And you don't need to have a benzodiazepine for that. You just need human touch.
Yeah.
Cheaper.
Cheaper. Yeah. I wish I would have known that 10, 15 years ago for for when I was going through all of that. I started using breath work, which is what helped me during
It
that
helps,
time.
but
Not as much as
embracing
touch.
is
Yes.
just embracing it's just powerful as
Mm-hmm.
hell, you know. It's just, and be quiet, which is so very
Mm-hmm.
important. Silence is a skill.
Yes, it is. It is. Listening, silence, both a skill. Both very much a skill. And I don't know, I've heard of, I don't know if you've heard of this. Havening is like physical touch. It's a very light physical touch. So if you're
Yes.
alone, I
Yeah, you
don't know
can
if
do that.
you can haven yourself, which is like just very light on your arms and your
Yeah.
face. Um, so if
You
you
know
ever get
how
alone,
that's why, yeah, but that's why the when you put somebody in a sanitary, they are like this,
oh,
the embrace. And it's important. That's why the jackets are like that,
that makes
because you're
sense.
embracing yourself, you know. It's just a kind of security to ease your mind and ease your
Mm,
emotional state. It helps when you're doing it to yourself. It helps, of course,
yeah,
but it helps more. Everything is helpful when you have another human,
yes,
no matter what. It can be whomever, but if it's supportive, it will help, because we are supposed to work in groups, not alone, which is so very important.
yeah. And my partner and I, he and I have really got into the mastermind principle, which is the
Hmm.
same. It's like when two or more people gather, there's almost this third entity or this group energy
Yeah.
that's amplified. Like he was telling me an example of these, I forget what kind of horse, these big horses that pull heavy things and
Uh-huh.
they can only lift a certain amount by themselves. But when you bring two of those same horses together, you would
They
think they
duplicate.
it's like triple. It's not even
Yeah,
double.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
But it's
triple.
the same as
Yes.
humans. It's the same
Yes.
as humans. That's why brainstorm is a very real thing.
Yeah. Very real. Oh,
Hmm.
well, I think this is a good note to end on, Tâmara. Thank you so much for
Thanks.
coming on here and sharing your beautiful energy and your heart with us. Was there anything else you feel called to talk about before we start to close it down today? You feel like we're good?
No, I'm cool.
Yeah,
You know
good.
your audience.
Yeah.
I trust you.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you so much again for coming on. It was such an honor to listen to you and
Thank you.
hear. It's really as easy as just simple repetition, like you said. It's, just taking those steps and we end the show every single week asking, how may we, as the listeners, a huge act of gratitude, be of service for you in return today?
Okay, so 30 days of practicing a ritual in the shower. Can I ask for that? It's
Of
not too
course, you
much.
can ask for anything. I mean,
Okay, anything. Oh, my pony. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, if you can do a ritual in every shower, just
beautiful.
you can do the words, you can do the thinking of the three things that I love about me
Mm,
for 30 days. Three things that I absolutely love about me. It's not a physical trait, just inner things, please. It's not my hair. Oh, my hair. It's not like
ooh,
that. Yeah, I've been asked if
yeah,
yeah, I've been asked if can I do something that I like about my body, and I said no.
yeah.
Has to be something about yourself. This is just
Mm,
a package.
yes.
Yourself. So 30 days. Then you
30
tell me
days.
what
All right.
happened. You too.
Yes, I will. I was just thinking, I already do something similar. We have a glass shower. So when it
Uh-huh.
steams up, I will write words
Yeah,
on the
that's beautiful.
shower and I keep and I'll feel the words and that's kind of my ritual, but it's good to mix it up. So I'll start doing the three things that I love about
Okay.
me. And
Yourself.
what's interesting is this podcast episode we're recording it's probably going to go out about a month from now.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, so I'll be
In
able,
my birthday.
oh, of course, divine timing on your birthday.
Yeah.
So, well, I'll have to report back when I share this, my 30 days of
All
the
right.
shower. Yeah, there we go.
I'm hoping I can see. I will see what happens.
Yeah.
Then we will see.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so
Thank you.
much. Thank you.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Ciao, ciao.